Florian, we've got episode 2 and episode 3 of the new season to review. And I'm just going to start off saying last night's new episode, episode 3, I think was a lot more intriguing and entertaining than episode 2, but not necessarily for the best reasons. What are you thinking?
Well, I might have a controversial opinion here, but I think episode 3 was the funniest episode of the entire series. Okay?
Whoa! What? The funniest? I wasn't even laughing. I was kind of disgusted most of the time, but I couldn't take my eyes off the screen. You think that Beth having an affair with her own clone is like the funniest thing you've ever seen?
Well, specifically the reactions of the kids was so hilarious. And the sex scene, or whatever, the scene with Jerry, oh my god, that was just pure gold.
Jerry only has a problem with getting cucked when he's like not giving them permission to do it. Do you think that they had a threesome? Because honestly, if the woman of my dreams who I'm married to has a clone and they are down for a threesome, it's not even a question. Like, of course you would do it. How could anybody have a problem with that?
Even if she's such a huge asshole.
Well, I mean, Jerry's obviously into that.
I mean, yeah, I guess you're right. I never considered that.
Yeah. There's a whole episode about how Jerry's parents are in a cuckold relationship, so maybe it's genetic.
Well, it probably isn't, but who knows?
As a video game designer, I have to imagine you especially found the most realistic video game console of all time to be very funny, because just the concept of the more realistic you make a game, the less fun it becomes. It really shined through in this episode, and I thought it was somewhat clever. What did you think?
Oh, when you said that, I thought you were talking about the episode 2 with Roy.
No.
Well, I think it was really lame.
Oh, you didn't like that part?
Yeah, what's it called? The ass licking? The poop lick? Yeah, poop lick, I guess. Console. Yeah, I feel like that it's the interdimensional cable, and it's probably worse.
No, I think like it's a pretty good satire of modern gaming and how these studios are so, like the AAA studios especially, they're so obsessed with making games as realistic to real life as possible, and it's coming at the detriment of fun gameplay. Like, I don't play a video game to see a photorealistic city and drive around. I can just get in my car and do that. So the fact that they're making fun of, like, the more realistic it is, the less fun it is to play, that really tickled me, but I guess you didn't like that.
I mean, I obviously agree with that, but I thought like it wasn't entertaining. But yeah, I mean, I guess
that's the whole point, is that it was not entertaining. Like, they're playing asteroids, but the most realistic version of that is most of space does not have any comets or asteroids in it. So they're just flying through empty space for hours. Like, of course it's not entertaining. That's why it's funny.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the actual one would have been EVE Online, which is apparently pretty realistic and probably boring. But yeah, I mean, I guess I take the criticism. It makes sense, yeah.
I think you're just upset because Ballfrog is so photorealistic that, they're making fun of you here.
Yeah, they really need to do a Ballfrog episode. Come on.
So if you had the choice between playing the Roy game in episode 2 or the super realistic console in episode 3, you would choose to live as Roy?
I mean, probably, but like the thing is that Roy is also like super realistic, because apparently it has fucking 5 billion NPCs in it. Wow, totally worse. Totally good to have that. And
has the time dilation like in Interstellar. So, but they explained that in the last time they did the Blitzen Chips episode. But I like that. They basically live for 80 years in this game, and they're playing it for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I didn't get that actually. I thought it was more like a dream where it was like you make a choice and then it skips forwards. But like,
no, they're living every single day.
God, that must be such a long experience, man. That really is the most realistic game.
I guess maybe that's the theme this season.
Yeah. Well,
but otherwise, I thought that the plot of Morty, his consciousness has been split into 5 billion NPCs, and Rick has to like start a cult or like a fake religion to convert everybody to realize the truth of the universe that they live in. I think that's a clever, fun sci-fi concept. It was certainly better than just saying Die Hard over and over again, which is what the other half of the episode was. Like, if you haven't seen Die Hard, and even if you just don't like Die Hard, this episode is annoying as fuck.
Yeah, definitely the worst parts of that. It's so weird.
Tyrion Lannister was the voice of the bad guy, so I like that.
Yeah, and he looks like Jar Jar Binks. What's up with that?
He's like Jar Jar mixed with the bad guy from Die Hard. I can't remember the actor's name. The guy who played Snape. What's his name?
I want to say Rick Allen, but I'm probably wrong.
It's something like that, yeah.
Alan Rickly?
Somebody's gonna be pissed.
Yeah.
May he rest in peace. He's a great actor. But I get the concept of these aliens. The concept of Die Hard exists in every alien culture, and that these guys study it as like a religion. I guess that's funny on some level, but then they just kept saying, "I'm doing a Die Hard." Oh, we're Die Harding this. Like, okay, it's not funny anymore.
Like even if you think about it, it's really stupid, because apparently that guy just, like, his whole ambition was that he would take people hostage and then he would die stupidly, right? And then it actually happened. So was that like the fulfillment of his religion? Was he happy that he was eaten by that guy?
No, he shouldn't be. And I think the name was Alan Rickman. I think, does that ring a bell?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. What did I?
You said sure. Rick Allen, so very close. But
yeah, Rick Allen is the one who shot the person, right?
I don't know, but the fact that he has studied Die Hard his whole life, and then he loses like in the same way that the guy loses in Die Hard, I'm guessing he's not gonna feel fulfilled. I think he should probably feel foolish.
But what's the point? Why would he want to redo the movie, but then the bad guy is supposed to win? That can't be his plan. That's so stupid. Like, wouldn't he rather reenact it so that he would be the good guy and people are being taken hostage and he saves them?
Yeah. Overall, I would say it's a pretty mid episode, like just perfectly average for Rick and Morty. You know, I don't hate it, but it certainly was not the funniest episode of all time, like you're saying for episode 3.
Yeah.
So should we talk about episode 3 instead then? Like, I think there's not much else to say.
Well, actually, I still have a few things.
Oh, okay.
The actual inside the Roy video game was really amazing. I love the fact that you can see the characters that are just fragments of Morty, but it actually follows that one person, Marta, from the very beginning. When you see the guy yelling at the kids outside, like, one of the kids is Marta, and then Roy comes in, which is Rick, of course, and he converts her, and then she is his best minion. But then she has a whole arc where she now hates him because he doesn't say he loves Morty. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it's really interesting thinking about it that way, and like, how must that be to be split into different realities? I guess Morty must have lived all those lives like consecutively.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me in some way of the Wall subplot in Solar Opposites, where it's just like this grand story that takes place over generations, and just like these people who are trapped in a thing, and they, it kind of felt like that to me. Like, it's more clever and fun than the standard that we would expect from the show.
So you're saying it's better than the usual Rick and Morty stuff?
I think the stuff in the video game was very good, and then the stuff outside of it was, it dragged it down to being an average episode.
Well, yeah, in this episode for sure, I guess. Yeah. The ending was weird because Marta then decides to live her life in the video game, which means that Morty doesn't have this part of him now.
Yeah, he's missing like a certain percentage of his existence now.
But it's a very developed percentage, because that was the most Rick critical part, I guess. but also, like, why would Marta want to live in a deserted world alone?
Yeah.
It's weird. I mean, I guess it would have been better if Rick had like brought Marta to life directly as a person rather than in a video game with no people in it. But I guess whatever. You wouldn't have like a Marta running around. But yeah, it was very satisfying. It was a really, really good episode.
But not as good as last night's new episode, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Let's hear about how much you love this. For starters, if you had a clone, would you do the same thing that Beth did?
I mean, probably not, because like
you probably would not have sex with a clone of yourself.
I mean, like, if I was a woman, then probably, but like, I mean, I'd still be kind of disgusted. I don't know, like, is it classified as masturbation to have sex with your own clone? I think that's a question sci-fi has been evaluating for millennia now. I mean, I guess I'm no, I guess it wouldn't be masturbation. Rick is wrong, but I don't know. I guess I'm weird. I have some kind of like really disgust of naked bodies at some point, and like specifically hairy manly ones. So I don't know. Probably.
Do you have a hairy manly body, Florian? I'm sure one of those adjectives is correct.
Well, manly just means adult male. I don't know what you're talking about.
You're acting like a fat man. During the transgender teacher thing, you're like, oh, fat men, their tits are basically exactly the same as a woman's tits, so...
Oh, I meant like the bellies.
You don't have big womanly tits?
They're not the biggest.
That's what you said about your... No, you said she's not the... What did you say about that woman last episode? She's not the smartest, or she's not the cutest, or something.
What about mine?
About one of the women. Oh, not the skinniest is what you said.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, I mean, I am obviously fat, but I don't have like huge man boobs, I guess.
Not
luckily.
Yet. You're working on it. You want to become a Canadian school teacher, so you're trying to grow them as quickly as possible.
It's been really hard losing weight. I don't know. How do people do it?
I mean, evidently, it's 90% diet, so I guess just starve yourself for a few days.
Yeah, I guess I'm just too into food. I guess it'll never happen.
Yeah, too much pizza.
Maybe I'll be strong enough in the gym at one point and I'll burn more calories.
Well, I mean, like, somebody like Aggie, like, he's strong as fuck. He goes to the gym and works out all the time. He's got big muscles, but he also still has, like, a big belly, so I don't think that alone is gonna help you lose fat.
I mean, it can't hurt, but yeah, I mean, I obviously eat too much.
Yeah.
But I'm holding my weight now, so if I'm stronger, then maybe I'll lose weight finally. But who knows? Maybe I'll eat more.
Gaining muscle will actually cause you to gain weight, so you shouldn't really worry about the weight. It should be more of converting fatty cells to muscular cells. You should actually want to gain weight.
I mean, I'm fine with doing that, but I'm not like. I'm actually not into strength training. I usually just do cardio, so...
Yeah, that's probably fine. You're just trying to be healthy. You're not trying to fucking pull a car or anything, so... Do we have... Was the twist of this episode that Rick's... he had like a potion that made them fall in love? Because like when they started drinking that special wine, that's when they started like fooling around with each other. And then at the end of the episode, Rick like hides the bottle of wine and destroys the remote that opens up the secret compartment. So was this Rick's doing all along?
Well, I mean, I think people want that to be what it is, and you could see that the writers might have made it that way, and if they did, they're fucking idiots, because specifically in this show, we have love potions, and they make your pupils wide, okay? And we see them drink, and they don't get wide pupils. And there were two love potions, not just the one, and they both did the pupils, so...
So why did Rick hide the bottle at the end of the episode? I think it was heavily implied that he was involved in all the shenanigans.
Well, I like to think that he's gonna quit drinking, but it's probably not gonna happen, so too bad. Yeah, I mean, it's weird, like, you'd think that's what it is, but maybe he's just like, maybe he hates that now, that wine. Maybe
it'll be evaluated, by the end of the season.
Yeah, it probably will be. I guess I really hope that he didn't set this up, because this will be like. I mean, okay, so he meant to leave when this was going down, but I mean, he could have still left at some point. Like this episode must have gone for like a long time, right? So, or was it all in one day?
I think it was all on Thanksgiving. And did you notice at the beginning, Rick was evidently turned into a turkey again and fought with the president again on Thanksgiving?
Hell yeah, I love that part.
Yeah, flashback to your favorite shitty episode of the show.
Man, that episode is great. I don't know what you think about
in the season premiere, they abandoned that dimension. So, like, this new version of the Black President probably has not had this turkey adventure. So Rick's just doing it again for fun.
Oh, no, he's... Like, look, I trust Rick when he said that it's the same dimension except for Parmesan, okay?
So it's exactly the same in every other way?
That's right.
And how come they have not brought that back yet? How come they haven't said Parmesan yet? I'm waiting for that to actually like appear in the story.
Yeah, I'm sure it will in some way, or
like,
maybe not.
All they need is like, you know, like in episode 8 of the season, like they're out and somebody randomly says it, and then they all, you know, like look at them like, oh yeah, you know, like that's all I need. Just bring it back one time.
Shit, now I don't even know what the real word is.
Parmesan.
God damn it. Oh, okay. Because the German pronunciation would be different too.
Oh, what's
right,
the German?
Parmesan.
I mean, that's basically exactly the same as American.
Yeah, it is, but like it's close, like Parmesan, I guess.
One of my favorite sauces at Buffalo Wild Wings is Parmesan garlic.
Well,
yeah, pretty good.
I don't think we've heard the word Parmesan in the show yet, so
not yet.
I guess we never knew if it was even different.
Do you have any last thoughts on this episode? I don't want us to go too long because we're like almost at an hour and a half.
Well, I was really hoping you'd make this its own segment. Oh well.
No way.
Oh come on, you gotta put in Jerry gets cucked, red pill moment.
I mean, I guarantee that would get more views than this podcast will, but I don't know. I don't need to.
So do it.
No.
What do you? How are views not the thing you want?
I just don't want to spam people like nonstop. Like, it's bad enough we're doing She-Hulk. We don't need to also do every episode of Rick and Morty as its own video.
I mean, if it gets views, then people like it. Like, in general, I think it's better for YouTube if you do smaller videos more often.
I guess. I don't know.
Yes! Jerry gets cucked, gone sexual.
As opposed to an unsexual cuckening?
Yeah, well, I mean, he gets involved. Yeah, I guess. Oh, man, I just keep thinking of my favorite movie, Cock 2016.
That was a good movie.
Yeah, I really love the awkward sex, and I really love the awkward sex in this one, too.
When the poor family, you know, the kids are sitting at the table listening to the whole thing, like, it's one of the more awkward and uncomfortable scenes in the show, so I imagine you were just hysterically laughing.
It was so great. Oh, it was just so good.
And then at the end, in like the post-credit scene, Jerry goes back to the daycare full of Jerrys because he wants to like also fuck himself, and then they won't let him in because they know that's what he's up to.
And I love how what he wanted to do was just give him a little smooch.
Yeah, he just wanted a little kiss just to try it out.
And he just says, thank you. Jerry's such a treasure.
Yeah, I like his speech at the beginning where he says, Beth, if you ever left me or cheated on me, I would just kill myself, and the whole family's like begging him to stop.
Oh, nothing is more pathetic than threatening suicide. If anyone did that to us, I would hate them so much.
Are you talking about Toot again?
There's no such person.
Oh, okay.
They would be dead to me.
Well, yeah, after they go through with the threat, they would be.
Oops.
Well, Florian, do you have any final thoughts, not just on Rick and Morty, but for this Trash Rats International episode overall?
Well, Well, I gotta say, I do watch the Adult Swim channel, and I saw the preview where Cherry was doing his worst toasts ever, and I thought, wow, this episode better have some real good explanation for why, and it didn't, which is awful. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, Cherry? Everyone's appreciating your cooking. Why do you gotta do this? And
he's a pathetic man.
I mean, yeah, but like, God, like, even if you, like, it would just hurt his chances and everything. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't think he's that pathetic. I think it was just really bad writing, that part.
Man. Well, when is your next Rick and Morty video coming out? Because this will be out on Thursday. So when can they expect to see season 2 analysis?
Well, hopefully on Saturday, I guess.
Oh, shit. Okay, that's pretty soon.
Yeah. I mean,
your poor editor is working overtime, huh?
Well, actually, this time he only worked regular days. It's a fairly short one, so hopefully he can manage. But, I mean, he could get sick and then I wouldn't make it. But hopefully he'll be fine and everything will work out and we'll have another season explained by me. Man, these new ones have so much tech in them.
Yeah, you're going to have a lot of gadgets to evaluate.
Yeah, like, did you notice that Rick had an Inspector Gadget arm that became long in this episode for a single second?
I think he had like a watch that just makes clothes appear on him when he pushes a button.
But he didn't wear that watch when he was the turkey, so the watch doesn't do the turkey stuff, but it does the clothes stuff, so that's...
I can't wait to see your analysis in the video. It sounds like it's going to be thrilling.
Yeah,
the watch that makes clothes appear.
Yeah, what other things can it do? Well, it's probably going to be a while till I get to season 6, considering it's still coming out.
True.
Probably gonna take a little break and do another video before season 3.
Yeah, you still need to do the video that I recorded a segment for, because people are dying to hear this hilarious reading I did.
Yeah, I'm pretty slow. I put it on my to-do list, but then we had to do 5 recordings today.
Then we had to watch Pinocchio, and then we had to watch Pixels, and then we had to watch Hunter Biden movie, and then...
Yeah, I gotta get to it. Hopefully I can do it Wednesday.
Well, I guess you have anything else you want to plug before we say goodbye?
Well, everyone check out Bullfrog on Steam.